So this is a disclaimer that after this audio recording, there will be a few uploads that are going to be surprising for some of you, uncomfortable for some of you who are attached to who you think that you know I am. So this is a reminder that I have shared from the beginning that I would always do my best to come and update along my journey. I'm very clear that from now until the rest of my life in this physical body, that I will be sharing my voice, my journey, my experience with those that are interested and those that need it, because I'm very clear that we are reflections of each other and that I'm not the only one that has the experience of being misdiagnosed, misunderstood, and misrepresented. And so I am solution oriented, and I am interested in evolving and growing into the best version of myself. And I'm so thankful for those of you that have accepted me holistically, especially when I gave you all updates, some of you one-to-one. Some of you were surprised, some of you were not surprised, but I have experienced infinite love, support, and acceptance from many people, and I'm so grateful. So for those of you that are not ready, that are not interested, or are not capable, I respect that. And at the same time, know that everywhere I go, I bring all of myself. And I'm very clear on who I am, what I'm here to do, and where I'm going. And so just like how in certain aspects of the way the world is socialized, where we are all kind of invited to kind of just bear witness to certain things and just accept those social normatives as the standard without complaints. Here, wherever I am sharing my experience, my journey, my life, everyone is welcome. Everyone is invited. You don't have to accept that invitation, and you don't have to be here. And I respect that. Just know that I have done the research. I experience therapy. I experience modalities that I utilize on a daily basis to assist in my self-actualization and to ensure that I navigate life without harming those around me, while still being authentic, confident, and clear. So thank you. Welcome everyone to another audio recording, and this one is entitled Trigger. Before I expound upon that, I think we're all familiar with the term trigger warning, which we are all invited to say before we share anything that could be potentially triggering to others in the space that we're in and that we are sharing as a collective. Things that are typically triggering are abuse, violence, trauma, and etc. And it has been my own experience as being a living trigger and communicating with other living triggers and doing the research on people who exist and embody being a trigger, is that the purpose we serve is really allowing the invitation for ourselves and for all of us as a collective to be able to transform, transmute, alchemize, and exist in clarity and confidence, empowered in being able to choose and shift things that have been harmful and violent and traumatic to us and our bloodline. What happens when you are a living trigger is that in your gift, in your medicine, you have the ability to know certain things without anybody having to necessarily tell you. So for example, someone could say something to you like, "You look great. I really love your hair. I love you. I want to marry you. I'm so rich. I have a lot of money. I know a lot of people," etc. And if you are a person that is able to read between the lines and pick up between the subtleties and nuances of what a person is saying, you know that they are a liar and that they are lying. And oftentimes, people are triggered by people who are able to pick up on the things that people are not saying. Some people are easily triggered by those of us because we are the ones sometimes that are labeled the rebels or the black sheep in the family. Because we are bold and we are not afraid to speak on the things that happen in the dark. Because we are the light that will expose the secrets. The key is to remember as a trigger that there is timing. There is that level of awareness where we have to be present to consent, boundaries, and the present capacity that people have an interest in engaging in what is real. Because truth is not contingent upon belief. Truth requires no defense. It does not require us to acknowledge it. It will exist whether we believe in it or not. We don't have to say anything or do anything. We exist as a trigger and trigger people just on sight. Just hearing our name or having other people talk about us can be triggering because we are that expression that will reveal that which exists in the unseen and bring it into the seen. That which exists in what is unheard and we hear it. That which is unspoken aloud, but we are speaking it. And that which is unknown at the surface, but we know it in the depths. And so what is key as a trigger is to first understand that you are not exempt from being triggered. And so it is our responsibility to be in formation, accountable and responsible for our own triggers, to ensure that when we are being triggered, we understand the root cause. Why are we being triggered? And to be curious, engaged, and investigate why and how did we come to be triggered. And once we do that, we're able to get on the other side where we know we're protected, we're safe, that all is well. We are capable with clarity and confidence to resolve that which triggers us. We do not need to be triggered by things because we have the capacity to navigate through triggers powerfully. They are our teachers, our guides. They show us the areas in which we have not resolved, things that we may have and be in denial about, things that we're not ready to go through. There are infinite modalities from therapy, indigeneity, and nature that are here to help us. We simply have to be ready, interested, and willing. I can easily tell when a person will be triggered by myself or others who exist as we do, because those are the people that express that they are easily overwhelmed by certain things, that they're having a hard time with processing certain things make them uncomfortable, they don't like to be rushed. These are the people that have a certain presentation, certain station in life, and certain people that have done certain work to get to a certain level. They are existing in a certain class and ranking, and it can become triggering to them to know that certain things about them could be exposed. I do not experience being a trigger as a bad or a negative thing. I see it as a very neutral thing. I see it as a gift because I have experienced and witnessed the experience of others where there is an arrested development within the self and within the family that extends into community and ripples out into society, that acts as a blockage, a barrier, a dysfunction, a disease that violates and stagnates and causes nothing but confusion. And I have recognized that when I simply face the things that have caused me harm, violence and abuses and trauma, that they have sharpened me. And I am thankful in appreciation and gratitude for the opportunity to exercise my medicine, my knowing, and my power to be able to stand up and say, you came and you tried to break me, and here I am, whole and complete. Relationships for me are not solely for joy and fun and amusement. There will be times where we will have to have hard, difficult, uncomfortable conversations about our past, present, and our future, about the choices we've made, the things that we love and we engage in and that we do, our thought process, our patterns, why we move and navigate in the world in the way that we do. Triggers are a choice. When you experience something that triggers you, it is an invitation to say, I see you, I acknowledge you, and I am going to address you accordingly. It is an opportunity to experience your power and to take example from nature that when humans slab concrete over the earth says, I shall rise and I shall flourish and grow into a magnificent flower. And I will invite you all to wonder and marvel as to how I was able to grow through the cracks of this concrete, whole, complete, and nourished. That is how I see triggers. I'm sure I'll expound more upon this in the future. Until next time, as always, luminous odyssey to you all that are neurodistinct, you sentient ones. Embrace your nature. It has the roots to restore you. I am Iset, and Iset the mic.